Let me shoot this way.
This is Eric talking about his awesome sugar gliders. Hannibal and Lecter. No, I'm just kidding. What's the story, Eric? Let's just listen.
All right. Okay, we can't put that down there. We gotta put that up there.
Okay.
You
wanna
cannot be putting the trash on the floor there. So the sugar gliders, well, like of the many that I had, yes. So after getting them, smuggling them through customs in California, yes, they lived with me here in this apartment, with me and my girlfriend at the time, who moved out with me, and they lived in this corner over on the right here, in a 3 foot by 4.5 foot.
Hooks are right there.
Where those hooks are right there, it would hang.
Hooks,
It would
yeah.
the cage would hang all the way down to where the lampshade is, a little bit the bottom of the lampshade is. That would hang there, and then there was a
and then how many were in there at the
computer desk
Whoa,
there. There were 4 at that time.
Okay.
There were 4 at that time. Yes, brothers and sisters at that point. The parents had oh no, one of the mother was still
the matriarch. Yeah.
the matriarch was still alive. She was 10 years in.
She was wow.
Yes.
How long do they live?
14 years in captivity. However, 2 years in normal land. So if you get them and they do not survive well, it's usually not your fault.
Okay.
They're
wild
fast breeders.
Yeah.
Every time they breed. The first time they'll have 1 baby, and then every time they will have two babies or 4 babies sometimes.
Oh wow, quadruplets.
Twins. They have bifurcated penises.
Oh okay.
And 2 vaginas. So
They're good breeders.
Every time is a twin, typically.
Wow, that's
right?
pretty awesome.
So that is going to be like 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 16, 4 becomes 16, 16 becomes 32,
Yeah.
64, 128, etc.
Yep.
Like 256, 6,532 after that.
Yeah.
If you kept them all alive, which they don't always survive.
Right.
So don't put it on yourself if they don't survive.
And also don't overbreed.
They will all fuck each other. They will be totally incestual.
So how do you keep that from happening? I guess you got to.
You don't. You
can't,
either
because
separate
you can't
them.
leave them in
No,
cages.
yeah, like you.
Or you give them to a breeder, or you give them to the pet store, or you can't fix them. Or just don't get a breeding pair.
You can try and castrate the males on it, but
is that too much?
It's very
Sounds
rough on them. You're really not going to do that.
They're too tiny. I think they're too small.
They are.
creatures
Yeah.
for that kind of surgery.
And they remember bad things that happen to them, and so they're very smart and very tactical as well.
No, let's talk about that.
And
That's interesting.
also, like, okay, so they're very nocturnal. So from 6 p.m. sundown to 9 a.m., they're active, and they want to be.
They're playful.
They are playful,
They're the
active,
most playful, almost.
and not only playful, but part of play is like
Sinister.
being sinisterly
shady. They're very shady.
They are shady as fuck. They will also try and get what they want out of you.
So they're like smart as rats. They can fly like a
smarter
blind squirrel.
Smarter, yes.
Smarter.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Additionally, they have
cute.
Additionally, all of their brood is they train their brood to also do things. So, for example, at one of my before I moved here,
right?
I had this enormous top floor place, which was like the 4th story of this big old huge Victorian house. It was like it was like a skating rink, rink with a pitch roof on it, right? And that's when I got the sugar gliders, and I had that place for like 3 years or something.
Yeah.
And we gave them the run of it, but like,
that's awesome. That's
but like,
fine.
For example, like
the bats in the rafters.
Yeah. So honey was a big deal for them. So you take a honey bear, right?
Oh, Tim.
The little honey bear thing.
Yeah.
And they would love it, right? And then they would identify the honey bear, and then they would try and get the honey bear in any sort of way possible.
Oh my goodness!
Right, and so if you left the cap off the honey bear slightly, they would unscrew the cap. They would unscrew it.
Super smart.
They would unscrew it. Just maybe one of them would figure out how to unscrew it. Then they would tell the others how to unscrew it.
Somehow.
And then,
They actually taught
you guys come upstairs. You humans come upstairs. And then all of a sudden you hear this like whoops, and these little like beep 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 between each other, and they all scatter. And then there's like 2 in the middle of the room. The older ones are all like
Planet Cool?
They're like, hey, what's up? What's up?
humans?
What's up, humans? What's up? What's
We're
up?
your friends,
We're
remember
your friends. What's
us? We're the
going
cute,
on?
fluffy ones.
Yeah. And then they're flicking their tails back and forth, and they're like all dancing, doing the cutest fucking thing ever, right? And out of the corner of your eye, you notice like 2 or 3 of them zipping over to the corner where the honey bear is. You know, and they might look for a second, you know, and then they'll like,
that's so smart.
Yeah, and they'll squeak at you, and they'll do some cute things, and they'll run around, and they'll try and jump on you, and they'll run around your head, and then you know they'll hit in your ear, and they might lick your ear a little bit. It's so cute. Their tongue is about that long.
Oh, and
right?
they're so cute.
And they're all about that.
Too, yeah.
At the same time, they're looking at their at their offspring, at their like daughter or son or whatever over there, and be like, get the fucking honey, you know, and bring it into the cage, you know. So the humans that we have, and they're so fucking tactical. It is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's interesting.
How tactical they would
told
be.
me about
like,
them.
yes,
Let's talk about the
they love potato. Okay, so Pringles, right? They like figured out like they could drill into it from the side, but like they knew they would watch you like open and close that, and then they liked Pringles sometimes, right? Yeah. Depending on like the no flavor ones the most.
Oh, okay. Not so spicy.
Yeah, not so big on the other ones. But yeah, they would learn how to they would drill around there with their teeth and pull out the whole thing on there rather than pop it off.
That's funny.
But with the honey bears though, like with the honey bears and stuff, you would have it was crazy because you would have let's see if I can give it a good example. So you've got the cap on top of here, right? You got 2 baby young sugar gliders on the top, and you've got the middle-aged and adults on the bottom, and they're like the ones on the top are doing this, and the ones below are doing that, and they're sitting there like they've got this thing held, and they're trying to unscrew this thing. And they would unscrew it, and then all the fucking honey would drop, and the whole thing would drop down. Like it would hit them all the time, and they curse each other, and they didn't care. Like they'd be mad for a second, and they didn't care. But otherwise, like if you heard them in that way, that would be a thing for a long time that you had to deal with.
Oh, they're very much.
Yeah. Oh no, they remember. They are smart. They're super fucking smart.
Wow, that's fascinating.
Yeah, and they're also again tactical. So like they are trying to get you away from all the other food so they can have the most fun. They love you, but they also.
They like food.
They love you.
They're brats.
But they know that you're their boss in some sort of way, and that they need to have the upper hand on you.
When the cat's away,
yeah, they need to get the best of you, and they still love you. So for instance, my sugar gliders would run around the bed, right right on the edge like this, just vertically, like they just do laps, right? And you're laying down on the bed with their hands out, and they'd run around, and then they'd jump on your hand, and they'd give you a little nibble. And they might jump on your ear, and they might give you a little lick and a little squeak, and then the other one that didn't make it fast enough. This was base, all right. This is the end of the thing. But they'll hop on and they'll give them a little squeak, and this is
a game.
It's a game, and they're doing this over and over and over again.
You're sleeping.
Now this is 3, 4, 5, 6,
Adorable,
7 in the morning.
But still, you're a strong sleeper. Did you ever kill them on accident?
Oh yeah, all the time. No. Like many of them got flung very far, and then sometimes they liked that and came back for more of that.
Okay, well,
and yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So yes, so you know, like they would do this like all night long. This like
moment.
Not yet. No. Yeah. So other things, they are scenting territorial, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I had along the back wall over here a set of computer desks with like 4 computers on them, and the things that I use the most are keyboard and mouse, right? Keyboard and mouse. Now a mouse is kind of weirdly about the shape of a sugar glider that they can kind of fuck, frankly, to be brutal about it. And so they would all take turns, male and female, fucking my mice and my keyboard. Enter key, shift key, space bar, all that stuff, but especially the mouse.
I wonder why it's a scent
And they would
thing,
just
maybe.
fill it with pee. Now,
Ew.
sugar glider pee.
It's a scent thing.
Sugar glider pee is a very different thing than most other creatures' pee. Because sugar glider pee, they can actually adjust their pee for different things.
Oh, God.
So, when sugar gliders try to jump from tree to tree and land on a tree and they barely make it,
They got sticky stuff?
they create a pee that is super fucking sticky.
That's smart.
Also very, very stinky. But it is not unlike leftover
Cat
like
piss?
honey on something. Right. So there's this deep honey thing with a cat pee combined on it, which is totally fucking nasty.
Yeah.
And then the crazy thing is, it crystallizes. It actually,
gross.
if you leave it long enough, it will
What's
actually
urine?
turn. It will actually turn into crystals.
Urine
Like,
is,
you
crystallized,
can look at it. It's actually got a full crystalline structure to it. It's
sugar and
amazing.
whatnot, yeah.
Right.
Oh, that
So
is
so
cool.
so like
Or
like
sorta
like like
gross.
like I'd be gone for 3 days. They'd pee in my mouse like over and over and over again. And then like I'm like, this thing doesn't work. And then I lift it up, and underneath it, it's like, after you pull it up, it's like, you know. But then there's all this pea crystals underneath the thing.
Wow.
It's partly a symbol of love. It's partly like, hey, this thing is too slick for me to jump on. That is something that you do, and we're part of each other's little family. Also, it's like, I want to be as
territory.
close to you as possible, so I can do anything that I want to. they're
'Cause they're
tactical.
bratty.
They're bratty as hell. Yeah. So so they do this, like, also they will chirp and bark. They have a bark that's very cute, and they have a chirp that's very cute, and then they have a mode that is anger, which is unreal to see this little tiny creature make this huge enormous sound. It is.
Interesting. What does it sound like?
I'm trying. I will
Is it
emulate.
a monkey howl? Is it,
It-
is it a bird?
It is.
Is
It
a
sounds
roar?
like it
Is
sounds like a crazy, like, 1800s wooden toy box that
it's
would
a
make the
squeak.
weirdest, like, screechiest
loud,
sound.
annoying squeak.
It's like this,
Wild.
but with wooden screws and entangled
okay, yeah.
metal in it. It is one of the weirdest sounds you've ever fucking heard from a creature.
Sounds like a
And
bad
it
distress call.
is off-putting. Like that's their whole meaning of it. Like if they'll be in their nest and you disturb them, like, that's the first thing they'll do, is they'll all, like, jump in on this chorus of this evil fucking screechy ass toy sound. And
adorable.
like, it is a weird thing. It is a weird, it is a bizarre, it is one of the more bizarre things that you've ever heard in your fucking life. And it's kind of terrifying the first time you hear it. And then the first time people hear it, they're like, don't ever do that again. Don't ever touch them again. You know, and you're like, no, they just do that. They get mad about you disturbing their little thing, and they all kind of get in on it because they're all tactical and collective.
Yep.
You know. So
Ganging up.
yep, they gang up on you. All right. So something Patty's wanted me to mention is the Hannibal Lecter side of things. How okay, so they are omnivores, and I had for a while some moths in the place, and so they would come up. I had the ceiling, and as well as the upper door here. So I come in the door, and they jump on me and be all cute and stuff like that, and whatever. But at night, they have incredible night vision. So they,
Nocturnal.
yeah, fully nocturnal.
They're from
Like,
Australia, right?
They are, yes. Yeah. So, but fully nocturnal is their time, right? They don't. You can bring them out in the daytime, but they don't really like it. And some of them can really suffer for it. Actually, frankly, someone can die from it. You know, but like.
Stress.
Yeah, like I sold.
Still very wild, and
I
they're
sold
still
two.
very,
I sold two of them to a high school kid that was a coworker. His mom's coworker, and he just took them out during the daytime in his pocket. He tried to pocket train them, which you can do, but he only took them out during the daytime, and then.
Oh, they were stressed?
Yeah. And he was,
they didn't sleep, maybe,
also high school kids. They're getting them stoned or whatever too, and shit. And they didn't make it. I was really mad about that.
Yeah.
But like they're generally totally nocturnal. But anyway, so I had a bunch of moths that came in and ate all of my work clothes that were all wool. I got a bunch of nice wool, fucking fancy work clothes. And these moths came in and ate them all. And they got big. And the sugar gliders, I've got all these moths that are about this big flying around. And the sugar gliders are like running up the walls and jumping. And like I see you'd watch and or hear a moth like flitter. And all of a sudden, sugar gliders like, and then you see him, you'd hear him land on the other side of the room. And then they're like, and like yeah right, and so they would leave me the wings of the moths.
Yes,
they would line them up on the pillow. They would line them up on the pillow like seriously, like
really,
yeah. It would be like my head is here, and they'd be like moth, like a little halo. Cute. Oh yeah, very like oh how sweet adorable. Of you, and how fucking metal of you to fucking do, right?
Cat, neighbor cat left me.
Right now,
give me the groundhogs.
No, then
groundhogs.
Then there were other bugs, of course, that have come in here,
right?
And they have done similar to them. Then there were also mice, which were always kind of an off and on problem.
Now, are they the same size? Are they bigger or smaller?
Well, the mice are this big.
Okay.
The sugar gliders are this big.
Wow, they're a lot bigger
right?
than I thought.
From nose to the beginning of the tail.
Right.
Right?
So mice are tiny here.
I have an X-ray of one of them over here. Anyway, that's real size, so I can show you, but I can't seem to find it at the moment. Anyway, so about this big, and the tail is as long as the body typically.
Oh yeah.
And then the tongue is about this long. That's on top of that. It's about 2 inches.
Marsupial.
It's about twice the size of the head.
Yeah.
So it can lick down into flowers and stuff like that, or just destroy anything that it fucking wants to. They are omnivorous, and they are fucking hunters, and they love a fucking evil fucking hunt, right? So like, okay, so I had the mice up. I had the cage up here in the corner, taking up, all the corner where you see those little posts up, and there was a string that was laying down, to where the mice would come up, and then because we would feed them corn and avocados and all kinds of
food,
all kinds
fresh
of stuff,
food and whatnot,
and then all the little
rodents,
all the invasive critters were all about that, and then you'd leave the cage open. Also, the sugar gliders do this weird thing where they will eat like 5 bites of something and then they mush it. They mush it into a mush and saliva, and then they spit out and throw everything everywhere.
Oh,
so it's like if they had a
almost
burrito.
Like a spackle.
If they had a burrito, it'd be like yum yum yum, and then they just throw the rest of the burrito away, and then they just munch on that, and they spit the rest of the burrito out because they just kind of get the juice out of it.
Huh.
So they do this, and so there's a blast radius of kind of food that's hard to get rid of.
Right.
Right. So
is that why you had rats?
They're throwing it against the wall.
Because I don't have rats or mice in my house.
No. I've always had them.
Why is that? I think the bramble bush.
The upstairs,
leaving the door or window open.
No, anyway.
Okay.
But you get them worse. I
just want to say I've never had them in my house. So.
Yeah, because whatever, you're lucky.
No.
But like corn, they love corn on the cob.
And I think there's a reason.
They love corn on the cob, but they'll take a piece of corn, they'll chew a piece of corn off, and then they'll just like munch on it, and they'll throw the rest of the corn cob against the wall.
So anyway,
and so you've got all these little
bastards.
Well, it's weird because in Australia, you've got an abundance of food, and the thing is like if you throw the food, that'll bring more insects, which you also like to eat.
Oh, I see.
Right.
Well, they have a reason.
So
it's just their way.
Yeah, it's just their way,
okay.
right?
They're not just in captivity being assholes. That's just their nature.
That's because they're doing doing
Okay.
their thing. So
I like
the more,
that.
the more, if you have an abundance of food, then
They're
then,
spraying at the
then
bark.
sure, eat a bunch of it, break it down, and throw it out so that you can.
And then
have,
the ants are
you
gonna
can have
come
ants,
up.
roaches,
You're gonna have a little
all the other
delicacy.
little critters.
Some propane.
That you can
Yeah.
then munch on.
Yeah, why not?
And it's a little party, right? And it's a little party of so the mice would come up. So the mice would come up,
No.
and for a while, the no you were the filmer. I don't know how we're gonna do this. So anyway, yes, you like so the mice would come up into this like 4 foot tall cage, and they're small enough to fit through the cage on there. And the sugar gliders would be sort of cool with it. Sometimes at the beginning they weren't cool with it at all because it's like the ants would be coming into the cage. They weren't cool with that, but for a bit. But then they were, And
No, why were they?
well, because there's an abundance of food, so they don't need to worry about it so much, right?
I mean, didn't they like to eat the ants?
They did on occasion, but they would just do it on occasion.
Oh,
they would
it's
kind of
just
do it for fun,
random.
or like, I'll take one of these.
Because they had others.
Like, yeah,
better
well,
food.
yeah, well, yeah,
You were
we
feeding
got all
them
this,
probably
and
bologna and
we're
strawberries.
feeding them everything that they want, and then, yeah.
Right.
They
weren't
and
wanting.
then the mice come in, and they first kind of really fight off the mice a bit. They
That's
really
an interesting dynamic.
patrol, and then they would patrol. There were four
But
of
the
them.
mice are really
There were
dumb
four of them.
compared to them.
Four of them at the time, yeah. And the mice just keep on coming up because they're stupid. They're
Right.
like, oh, there's food. Okay, we can go up. Okay, there's food.
It's instinct, yeah.
And then mice are not entirely dumb, but like
no, well, they'll learn, I guess.
Yeah,
if you're in
and-
trouble.
and then they would play with the sugar gliders, and the sugar gliders would play with them.
Like play, what do you mean?
Like-
what is playing?
Like
with
they're
rodents? Tumbling.
they're doing tag. They're playing tag. They're going out of the enclosure and running around the
chasing
enclosure
each other.
with each other. So the enclosure is a big giant cage.
Right.
So they're all outside the cage, running back and forth with each other, having fun, playing hide and go seek, like taking some food and sharing it a little bit sometimes. It's all very cute. And then
It's time for the cuteness.
sugar
dance.
gliders had enough of that.
It's time for the
This-
Black Sabbath.
The Black Sabbath,
And the Black Mass.
the Black Mass, the Black Sabbath.
Oh, God.
Exactly. So
Boom, boom, boom.
boom, 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 boom. Like the first one was when my computer desk was right adjacent to the cage, right? And yeah, it was
Somewhere
the
with
computer
this.
desk is the vertical.
wasn't on
the,
this
the-
area.
The prior computer desk is the brown piece slab there that went all the way to the closet and shit.
Burning Man.
And yeah, and so like
Oh,
like
God.
my first time again, like I said, my mouse is full of piss because respect, sticky, super sticky piss. Also, I don't think I recovered this enough. The reason they can adjust their piss between sticky and not sticky, because if they land on a branch and slide, they will come back to that
nice.
branch and they will put down sticky piss on there so they can grab it in the next time.
It's their fucking airstrip.
Yes,
Nice.
right. So when they're jumping from there, from the door,
They're fucking
from
ad-libbing
the
their own
door,
airstrip.
from the door to my computers,
Yeah.
if it was slick plastic, they would lay down a strip of sticky piss to grab onto it, right?
Right.
So that's what they do. Anyway, like they're playing with the mice a bunch. They're all friendly pals. They're all sharing all the food. I'm trying to keep the mice out of there. The mice are still getting in there in all kinds of different ways. There's sticky piss on things, which makes it easier for the mice to get up there sometimes. Whatever. And then I look down between my legs on my computer chair, and I notice that there is a mouse skull there, and
Now,
every single thing about the mouse skull is cleaned. It is a clean mouse skull. Nothing like the
it's
beetles
like something you find on Mission.
in
or
an
Valencia-
archaeological exhibit,
or
right?
Valencia at the fucking garden
Right
store.
next to the head and neck of the mouse skull, which was sort of meaty,
Ooh.
and then upside down the mouse had been fully eviscerated. All organs had been removed. The pelt had been stripped down to the shoulders, like it was taking
Like
off
a
a
full
coat.
autopsy.
Like it was taking off a coat. Yes.
Like Jack the Ripper.
And the tail was gone.
Oh, God. The tail was gone. They're like, I'll take this.
Yep.
For a cane, bitch.
Yep. It was. And
Holy shit.
it was given to me as a gift on my pillow.
The tail.
That night.
Oh.
That night, it was given to me with that.
That's quite great.
So I had a nice little mouse tail on my pillow, right by where my mouth is, right? Like I was like, oh, what's this? Like,
in your mouth.
okay, all right, there is that. All right, thank you for hunting. Now, from now off and on from there on out. Not always, but sometimes there would be like even more gruesome tableaus of full fucking like Hannibal Lecter butterfly fucking shit, like on the bed, on the pillow.
What amazes me is the creativity of these
It was so creative too.
Because it's presentation. That's a level that only human serial killers
There
do.
was one
Like when you see
no shit.
When you see
No
a
fucking
posing of a body that is
Uh-huh.
called a serial killer trademark. That is beyond just killing.
They would pose it.
An art form to them.
One time.
That cray.
One time only.
I'm sorry, I was focused.
No, you're like one time only. They had taken 5 mice out, and the bodies were
Displayed.
generally displayed.
Like if you were fucking.
It was a little like fucking fun
you
farm
were
walkthrough,
You
like
were the old school detective
like a Halloween like
BTK time. You'd be like,
like,
oh,
it
this
was
is
like-
a Hallmark.
it was
Bitch. It's a Hallmark.
It was like a Halloween maze. It was like a Halloween maze, right?
Oh God.
And then the craziest thing, the craziest
move. I can't.
the craziest thing, the craziest.
be a photographer. It's gonna be stagnant.
I'm giving you.
I need a goddamn.
I'm giving you the
I
fucking
need a tripod.
Stop it.
I'm still doing good angles. Still doing good angles.
Cameramen should be silent. Yeah. Get to capture the image. That's your thing. No,
That's why I'm doing a
yeah,
little
you were
turn of
chaos.
the trick.
I'm telling you, the top of the mark on it was like I had one of these pillows, right? Gave me a full fucking mouse, like laid out, like fucking skin
Oh God.
with the skins outside of it, and then 2 fucking little mouse heads here. I had 5 down there. The full
Awkward.
family, a full family. They just eviscerated them, just completely, just like
That's
two
evil.
mouse heads right.
How can they be evil though?
Right
How
next
can they display? Well, it's
Are they evil or are they just
No,
being?
of course they're not evil. They're animal. Well,
I would not want to go against one of those if I were the same size.
you
as
want to
them.
trust them morally.
If I were the same size as them, I would not want to go. If they
You
were
would be like, "Hey
half the
guys,
same size as me, I would not. Yeah,
are you fucking the goodly?"
they're cool. They're cool as shit in a lot of ways, but at the same time, it was like I was like, you guys are fucking now. Granted, every single bit of the skull was cleaned out. The brain, the eyes, everything licked clean. 2 little tiny mouse skulls right next to each other on a body of the biggest mouse of the mama mouse.
That is artistic. I don't even
thought
understand.
it was too. Yeah, no, I'm like this is
Like you're not
fucking
artistic, so you're
so
describing something that you've just seen. It's not like you made it up and you're an artist.
No. This is what they did.
fucking wild.
This is just what they did. And
That is
and
the
they-
most
they
amazing
laid,
thing
they
I've
laid
heard.
it. They laid it at my feet of like, hey Eric, thanks for the avocados and shit. You know, like thought you might.
Well, you're my
Thought
daddy friend.
thought
You're
you
my uncle.
might one of these for. Sorry, we took the heads, the head meat, but you know we got to do that.
You understand? We got the
fucking
kill.
Metal as fuck. This is no fucking metal band has like fucking dealt with this shit.
Yeah, who's
Before.
Ozzy? Okay.
So yes, I wake up and I've got like piss in my keyboard and piss in my mouse, and you know I have like a backup and shit like that, and it's like, oh, okay, I've got these mouse bodies that are eviscerated down below. This is weird. And then I look back on my pillow and I'm like, holy shit! Like this is
You've
all
got a
like
tribute.
this looks like a Catholic fucking church thing with a two-headed
mass.
black mass, fucking like pagan demon.
If they could find a goat and get it, they would have.
It would have been there. It would have been there. They would have skinned
Well,
that
it
goat.
sounded like they tried to make one.
They
All
did.
right, out.